First came to light when Jesse's former co-host and alleged decade-long gay lover exposed him. 61-year-old Patrick Rooney has known Jesse for nearly 30 years, dating back to roughly 1992.
Everybody know Patrick Rooney, one of the smartest white men on this side of heaven.
Longtime donor and friend of Jesse's also pushed back at his defenders.
And for those of you people who are still supporting this so-called fraudulent, hypocritical, serial predator homosexual, you are going to pay a price for that. That is a stain on your soul when you meet your creator. Period. Cut.
This isn't even the first incident. Jesse was embroiled in a homosexual scandal in October 2020, after his Twitter account liked a gay pornography image. After the tweet was left up for hours, Jesse's account was immediately locked down and set to private. One caller on his daily JLP show broadcast tried asking him about it, and Peterson hung up on him.
Did you lock your Twitter account because you got caught liking a gay OnlyFans post?
Amazing. Do you think I handle my own Twitter stuff?
Oh, somebody else did it? How come you locked the account?
None of your business. What the? Are you a homosexual or something?
No, but it doesn't really matter.
Why are you such a beta male? What, you know all that stuff that's going on is not real. But you being a girl right now, what making you be a girl right now?
There's nothing wrong with it, Jesse.
There's nothing wrong with you being a girl?
They were in.
Goodbye.
On top of those we spoke to, there were several other anonymous alleged victims Church Militant was made aware of, who refused to speak with us for their devotion to Peterson and his so-called ministry. Jesse continues to deny his own actions to his congregants and his fans, shutting down any victims who stand in his way. For Church Militant Special Assignment, I'm Joseph Enders, Detroit.
I just got out of the shower. There's some juice on the table.
Take your time.
You want to explain to me what you're doing here?
I came looking for booty.
You came looking for sex with an underage boy?
Oh, no, I ain't come looking for no little boys. I ain't got no milk, no cookies, nothing. I came looking for man's butt.
A man's butt? Excuse me?
Oh, I know who you are, Chris Hansen. But see, I calls you Chris Handsome. I watch your TV show all the time. So you can go ahead and bring them cameras and them police is waiting outside. It don't make me no difference. Now, I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Well, I don't think you and I will be doing anything any kind of way.
Okay, I see you choosing the hard way.
Okay, cut. This isn't working. Someone get this guy out.
You gonna make me ruin that bike,
No,
Chris. I'm a warrior.
We having the same issues. Hold up. Cause listen, we about to have me and StreamYard have been fighting, folks. Okay, we have been fighting, and there's been some issues. But let's go ahead and digress and reset. Welcome to the Duke and Don channel, fellas. My name is Duke. I am your host, and today we are going to be talking about some breaking news that particularly, well, realistically, it has a lot to do with the Manosphere space, because this particular guy was in the Manosphere space. Yes, that's right. Okay, folks. And this person, you can consider him an OG of this space, right? I mean, he is considered an OG. All right. He has been in trouble with the mainstream media forever. Okay, we want to talk about somebody going mainstream, but not for talking about women. I mean, realistically, he does talk about women, but him going mainstream because of his religious flair he throws to it, right? Emphasis on the flair, people, okay? Because, yes, we are talking about our very own, or was our very own, we don't know what the fuck he's going to be now, Jesse Lee Peterson. Yes, folks, we are going to be talking about Jesse Lee Peterson today because there's been some news in this space exposing him for being essentially a homosexual predator. Okay, we're gonna cut the music right now. Yeah, y'all heard that right. Okay, and this is not coming from me or anything else. Matter of fact, this was a well put together documentary by a church channel. All right, it's called Church Militant. Okay, shout out to them. And they basically broke this news. I mean, they did their due diligence. They interviewed the people that were victims or alleged victims of Jesse Lee Peterson, and so far, a lot of the accusations. Yo, hey, yo, first of all, y'all, get the likes up in this video because we're going to be talking about a lot. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And this is the church, okay? So like I was saying earlier, Jesse Lee Peterson was very much famous for going viral and saying the most craziest shit you can say about politics, women, and he had all that stuff with the religious flair to it. Now, realistically, a lot of that stuff kind of melded with the Manosphere very well because, well, let's just face it, a lot of us like that hard line kind of mentality and way of talking to each other. And when we talk about Christian values and how things pertain in the Bible, you know, don't wear different cloth, thou shalt not use God's name in vain, right? Thou shalt pray, you know, and give thyself to God, right? All these different rules and things that these guys spill, well, particularly Jesse Lee Peterson. Well, it come to find out that, he was accused of breaking some of those set commandments. So he basically gets exposed. For you guys don't know, he's in this Manosphere space, and essentially he's spoken at the 21 conventions a couple times. I'm thinking that we've all seen that. He's done that, and on top of that, he has this very successful show. We don't know where it's gonna go, but a lot of the time he did go viral for saying the craziest of shit, and people for the longest time, I mean, they vibe with it, and they didn't really understand what was going on with the way and the manner he would do it, but they kind of rock with it, right? And he had the show for a while where he would go back and forth with people, and he would basically challenge them on their views. And when you watch some of his videos, especially when he goes against some of the women or some of the guys who challenge him, you know, yeah, he tends to go in, right? He does go in, he spits some facts and things like that. And one of the main things or the main pillars he tends to rely on is the Bible, particularly about homosexuals, right? And he is known for asking people that question on his show. Matter of fact, some of the biggest controversy he was involved with came from homosexuals and people who were also LGBTQ alphabet that he interviewed on his platform, and how he owned them, right? And there are also compilation videos and things like that, right? So why is this such a big news? Well, this is such a big news because first things first, there's been speculation realistically that Jesse Lee Peterson may be gay, right? For instance, there was a Twitter. Y'all remember that Twitter post? Y'all remember that Twitter post incident? Okay. Yeah, essentially, if y'all don't know, the Twitter post incident happened, I think, last year or the year before that, where there was something that you or every guy or any guy in the Manosphere space would consider sus. It was kind of like a sus picture, and he liked it. And that was a big scandal because people were like, yo, why did you like this post, Jesse Lee Peterson? Huh? Why did you like that particular post? I mean, you're all about the Bible and shit. You're all about making sure we live against abiding by Christianity, whatever the fuck, right? And here you are liking posts that goes against your teachings, right? Your conservative values, Christian conservative values. And he kind of deleted his Twitter. Y'all don't know that. He instead of addressing the rumors, he deleted his Twitter. The whole thing was gone. Didn't answer questions, whatever the hell, right? And at that point in time, I mean, that was kind of sus, but was it worth doing a video about? Was it worth, pushing up on? No, it could have been, maybe a mistake of the button, right? You scroll through, you saw some content that seemed juicy to you. You hit the like button, and it turns out that people could call you out on that bullshit. So, understandable. That could be misconstrued. But this documentary, it's undisputed proof, okay? Unless Jesse Lee Peterson can come out and say something about this, there are going to be a lot more questions, okay? And I will link the channel to the rest of the video below because we're going to play an edited view of it. But guys, go support that video, okay? I say video, not the channel, because the channel is mainly like Christian religious stuff, and I don't promote religion on this channel. So if you guys want to go ahead and go in and fall into that Christianity, you go ahead and do that. I'm just saying, go support the video. Let's make that shit go viral because that shit is crazy. So these guys, church militant, they did a expose on him, and we are going to react to it, okay, and go from there because, guys, there is some strangeness going on in the Manosphere, okay? There's some serious strangeness going on in the Manosphere space. So let me see here. What date is that? Oh, that's probably this one. Nope.
When Jesse's former co-host
Hold up. Hold up. I gotta find the right one, guys. Hang on 1 second. All right, here it is.
first came to light when Jesse's former co-host and alleged decade-long gay lover exposed him. 61-year-old Patrick Rooney has known Jesse for nearly 30 years, dating back to roughly 1992.
Everybody know Patrick Rooney, one of the smartest white men on this side of heaven.
Guys, hit the like button on your way in, okay? Likes are free, so is the show. Thank you very much.
The two were so close that Jesse was the minister at his wedding and the pastor at his baptism, long before Rooney claimed any homosexual activities began.
Right around that time, I also had started a TV show. I was doing a public access TV show in LA, and with a friend of mine who had gotten off heroin and wanted to, he asked me to be involved in the show to help other people get off drugs and things like that. So we started the show, and one of our first guests was Jesse and another gentleman from Bond. So we did a couple shows with them. And from that time forward, right after the show happened, Jesse and I talked in the green room, backstage. And right off the bat, he started asking me stuff. Jesse's very forward with his questioning and things like that. So he actually asked me right after that show, are you gay?
Rooney's characterization.
See, okay, time out. Those of you guys who've watched Jesse Lee Peterson, that question is not abnormal for him to ask, right? But as we get further into this video, guys, like, things starts to get weird, okay? It's so weird that it makes me uncomfortable, and I'm sure it's gonna make Why is this important? Because this guy, okay, has built a career off of dissing people, dissing LGBTQ, dissing women, and all the 9 yards. Now, listen, generally speaking, he spits facts, right? He spits facts, and I agree overwhelmingly with some of the things that he says, right? But herein lies the problem, people. Okay, you can then not be guilty. Let me say that again. You can then not be guilty of doing the same thing you're accusing your followers of doing, because then you look like a hypocrite. And in this case, you got the whole church value added onto it. It makes you no different than any of these Catholic priests that go ahead and do all that predator type shit. It makes you no different. Guys, here's the thing, okay? Somebody told me this in high school, okay? And I didn't really understand what they meant by this until it really made sense, right? Because I was on that kind of, athletic kind of frat mindset type of shit, bro. So essentially, when back in that day, we would have certain comments and certain things like that. You could call it a mild homophobia, right? Because black folks, come on now, I'm African. We understand it. We just don't. We don't participate. You see what I'm saying? Like, at least majority of us. I'm not speaking for all Africans. I'm just saying majority of it, we're pretty straight arrow, right? So I remember I made this comment, bro, and this chick came up to me and said, like, what's your problem? And she was pressing me too. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, what's my problem? She was like, what, are you gay or something? I'm like, nah. She's like, when people make statements that are, overly accusatory or blaming of the opposite, or not opposite sex, of the other sexual orientation, it usually means that they have something else going on behind that, right? And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I just know that based off of culture. But what she was alluding to with a lot of conservative dudes in this particular country, right? Because a lot of dudes lean that way, and especially these preachers and priests and stuff like that. So she thought, Roman Catholic, I was gonna be on that bullshit. It was like, no, just culturally, we don't fuck with that shit. But then as I started to pay more attention to some of these priests, some of these pastors, right? Some of them talking about like, oh, you can't commit adultery. Mind you, they sleeping with the wives of like 4 or 5 of the males in the congregation, right? And some of these other dudes, these priests, talking about, we got a peace and love and God and all that shit like that. They the same one trying to get in your little boys. So when you look at this stuff, and not even religion, let's look at politics. I mean, I can't tell you how many politicians that we found who would rave against this homosexuality stuff, right? And then come to find out they taking it up the butt behind the dumpster smoking a crack pipe. That's what they're doing, right? Like, what is it? Was it okay? No. The crack pipe was Hunter Biden. I don't know who the hell they caught behind the dumpster. It was another Democratic dude that they caught behind the dumpster, but he was also on that anti-gay bullshit. But as I got older, out of that high school mentality, and I started to grow, and I started to see that nonsense, it started to make sense. And I'm like, yo, a lot of these people who preach about this homosexuality, who preach against it the most, all right, it has to be some kind of guilt. It makes perfect sense. Otherwise, why should it bother you? Real talk. It makes sense. Like, because that shit, like, it just snapped in. Like, why should that stuff bother you? As long as you're not trying to do shit to me, do shit to my relatives, do shit to my kids or anything like that, I'm cool. You live your life, bro. I'm over here, you over there, we coolin', right? But if there's nothing that's gonna trigger me to go ahead and do that, right? So it's starting to make sense, because Jesse Lee Peterson's show was filled with that bullshit. Isaiah, what's good, man? What's good? Shout out to you. He's filled with that homophobic type shit, right? But in his case, he was black, so he checked that box. So people don't really, people won't automatically look at him and say, oh, he's, homosexual, right? He's a black preacher. So that's the double whammy. So people aren't going to look into it, because a lot of black preachers preach this stuff, right? And, he has this YouTube show that talks about politics and conservative values. So when you watch his stuff and you see a lot of this homophobic comments that he made, a lot of us, this shit won't come to mind that this is who he was, right? But this shit makes sense. it's starting to make sense. So pay attention to the motherfuckers who are projecting, bro, because they live in that same lifestyle too.
Shows that Jesse allegedly used similar grooming tactics as other homo predators, like Saginaw priest Father Robert DeLand, who asked similar questions when preying on a young man in 2017.
To discover that you have some gay tendencies is a fine thing, because then you don't have to be so confused.
Right.
Do you feel less confused? Do you?
Yeah.
After Jesse discovered Rooney's same-sex attraction, his relationship with Jesse was taken to the next level. Bit by bit, Jesse began edging him closer and closer to sin.
Once he moved up there to do the show, we stayed in the same house. Jesse would kind of do some things, kind of horseplay and stuff like that with me. And at times he would do stuff where he would like grab me and then we'd kind of wrestle around a little bit. And I'd feel his, private parts against me. And he did that more than once. So it wasn't like an accidental thing. He would kind of do it. And then I even mentioned it like, what's that or whatever. And he would kind of play around and joke about it.
Fast forward.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesse. Oh, Jesse. And Jesse. Oh, Lord, Jesse. Jesse. Bro. Yo, Jesse. Oh my God, bro. I'm so confused. I'm so confused, yo. Why? Like, why in the Manosphere? Why? Like, that's what I gotta say. Jesse, why? Hey, hold up, guys. I gotta ask a question, okay? How would y'all feel if this nigga came at you, okay? Trying to wrestle you and run away. Like, imagine his ass just creeping up on you and just trying to bear hug you, right? What would you feel in that moment? Holy shit, bro. Oh, let's continue, dog.
2005, and Jesse was ready to make his final move.
We did a conference with them called Moral Reconstruction, which is kind of ironic now that we're sitting here talking about something else. It's called Moral Reconstruction. We did that. That first conference was, I believe, in 2005, and we did a follow-up conference in 2006 with them as well. And I went with Jesse to Washington, D.C. For this conference. I was a fundraiser at the time. And so we did fundraising, and I was part of the conference. While we were at the conference, we stayed in Virginia, near DC. So we were sitting on the bed together, and all of a sudden he turned to me and just looked at me, and he said, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And he said it in a tone that was really insistent. And I'd never seen this tone from him before. It was like kind of scary. It kind of scared me. Like what? What do you want to do? I knew what he meant, and then I told him, okay. And at first I'm scared, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm playing along here. It kind of threw me off my game, I guess, in a way. I think later I realized that's kind of something that people do sometimes. It's like the devil works in a certain way by intimidating you.
The devil was working all right. God damn, bro. This is getting worse.
Throws you off your normal game. And so he said, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm scared." And then I told him what I want to do. I mentioned sex acts, that he knew about, that I had already talked to him about, that I was interested in.
Whoa, hang on. Hold on. Oh, whoa. You're not going to sit here and talk like the victim, motherfucker. Wait, y'all were talking about sex acts that you were interested in. What does that mean? So were you complicit in this too as well? I'm confused. Like, what's going on here? Because it seems like, buddy, you kind of wanted that. Damn. Okay, that sounded wrong. Because you know why that sounded wrong, people. I want to just say this. Do you know why that sounded wrong? Is because if this was a woman, right, you'd get canceled. You'd get canceled for this, right? So now we have Jesse Lee Peterson, someone who's talked about cancel culture and all that nonsense, right? Here he is doing this to somebody else. Now, I'm not saying that this dude over here is a victim or anything like that, because clearly, I mean, y'all were talking about sexual acts and what you, so that means you were kind of curious about dudes, right? Even throughout this whole thing. So, I mean, to a certain degree, if we're going to apply the same elements we apply to women, right? Because listen, in the manosphere, we would say, okay, well, you should have said no, right? Don't we say that? Wait, time out. Don't we say that? I'm sorry. That's why we gotta be strong about this, people, okay? Because in the manosphere, we say that women, if this was them, right? Oh, you could have left at any time, right? If dude was talking sexual to you and you didn't like that, you didn't like the way things are going, you should have said no, right? Why didn't you say no? Why did you stay, right? So I'm sorry. If we're gonna do that and use those arguments with women, which I 100% agree with, okay, most of it anyway. I'm gonna say we use this argument here too, okay, my nigga. You a whole ass man, and from the looks of it, you look like you could fold Jesse Lee Peterson, okay? So why didn't you say no? At any point in time y'all were talking about sexual stuff you would want to exchange with each other, why didn't you leave, right? So now you up here trying to sound like you a victim. You know, I get it. It did impact you. I'm not saying that you are not impacted in a certain way, but you could have said no if we were going by the manosphere logic. And mind you, Jesse Lee Peterson was an OG in this space. I'm saying was because at this point, my nigga, his reputation might just be done. If he doesn't come out with a rational explanation for this bullshit, his reputation might be finished, like finito, gone. Okay, so let's just continue.
And next thing you know, he's ripping his clothes off and coming at me, basically. And I did the same, took my clothes off. And next thing you know, we're fully at it, having, not getting into detail here, but basically full-on sexual act.
Rooney's recollection.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm scarred for life. Hey, get the likes up, people. Hey, I don't know if I want to keep going. I don't know if I want to keep going. Hey, make this in a whole challenge, motherfucker. I don't know if I can keep going, dog. Get the likes up right now, bro. Get the likes up. I'm dying, bro. I'm mad, uncomfortable right now, bro. Please. Yo, imagine, hold up. Imagine going full on sex with a 70-year-old dude. Like, just full on sex. Imagine just taking it up the junk by Jesse Lee Peterson. You came into the bond program and you left with a different type of bond. Okay. And wow. Okay. And for those of you guys who don't know, he had this program named Bond. Okay. He promoted it on just about every show he had. And it was like brotherhood of something. Guys, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but overwhelmingly it was to help men, basically rise above. If they were men who were going through divorce, men who were going through, issues with their dad, men who were going through a lot, right? And he was the one who actually had the staple of telling people to go out and forgive their parents, right? And I actually, till this day, I will still respect that message because that message alone was incredibly powerful. So even if we're going to be here and clown this nigga, I'm just going to give the flowers where they're due, okay? That message of him telling people that they need to go ahead and forgive their parents, they need to go ahead and forgive their dads, the issues with the moms and the, kids and stuff like that, that was a powerful message. Matter of fact, that message was so powerful, it drew in a bunch of troubled young men from all over the world. It did. They'll come to his church. Some of them join the bond because that's how powerful that message was. It was powerful enough to change a lot of people's lives. Now, here's where the problem comes in, all right? And here's where things starts to get less funny, okay? Because some of these guys, they're coming in from a damaged background. Some of these guys, they're not mentally there. So when you recruit them with this message, And especially we know about the red pill message, guys, right? We know how when you find out the truth about a lot, it enrages you, and you basically deify the person who's delivering that message. So you follow them. It's no different than some of these red pill guys in this content creation space, right? I mean, I would call Jesse Lee Peterson's brand like a church pill, right? A religious pill or something like that, right? Because it's still the same cultive type of mentality to pull a bunch of young men into this house who are also troubled and then take advantage of them that way, right? Like the way he was just egging things on, bro, it makes you a whole ass predator. Like that's just what it does. There's no getting out of that. You a whole ass predator, bro.
Elections show that Jesse mirrored DeLand's sexual advances almost identically.
I love you. Love you too. I know.
Yeah,
what are we going to do? I don't know. No, what are we going to do, really?
Rooney's description shows that after their sexual encounter, Jesse began intertwining his private homosexualism with blasphemy.
After we had just done this first sexual act, and then ever since then, he told me that once we did this, I was born again. This sounds crazy, but this is the absolute truth. He said that I was born again. He would remind me of that through the years.
You are cult leader, Jesse? Yo, that is textbook cult leader manipulation right there, bro. You use your whole YouTube channel to finesse dudes into giving you the booty. And then once they give you the booty, then you turn it into a fucking religious thing talking about they born again. They born again? What the fuck does that mean, my nigga? What do you... Whoa! God. I'm going through a lot right now. Okay, I don't know if y'all in the chat are going through the same thing, but there's so many mixed emotions because I mean I'm also a religious dude myself. Like, don't get me wrong. And you know what? See, this is why I switched over from Catholicism to Christianity, right? Because this is the thing, bro. A lot of this Catholic shit, right? And I don't know what brand of Catholicism or Christianity this guy was bringing forth, but if it's the shit that gets dudes into doing that, because it's in the Catholic Church that you see this kind of weird ass pedo predator type of manipulation going on. Like, this is crazy. Imagine laying up in bed with this dude. He's looking dead in your eyes. Okay. He is looking you square in the eyes. Like, what you gonna do? And he's licking them lips, bro. Oh my goodness, he's just looking you deep in the eye. His old wrinkled body just getting nice and hot and just sweaty. And he's looking at you just, oh God, oh, what you wanna do? What you wanna do? Right? And dude, my dude went full on sex, bro. Holy shit, this is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Holy shit, this is fucking bad. And it gets worse, people.
Following being born again, Rooney contends that his sodomitic relationship with Peterson went on for roughly 10 years, until Rooney decided to come clean to his wife and son.
My son was really...
Oh, shit, nigga, you got kids? Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, y'all definitely fucked for now. All y'all niggas going to hell. Oh, y'all motherfuckers going to hell. Oh, my God. You got wife and the kids, bro. Oh. I need a moment. I need a moment. Oh, my God. I need a moment, people. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. Bro. Buddy had a whole wife and kid while fucking with his pastor, bro. Dude was a whole side nigga to just... Yo, this is... Oh, God. Oh, my God, bro. I'm sick. I'm sick. Oh, boy had wife and kid. Yo, this dude lived a normal life. He lived a normal life. and he's flying out to LA or whatever the fuck Jesse Lee Peterson at. And he fucking his pastor behind his wife and kids, bro. I thought girls did this. I fuck. Wait. Time out. Whoa, time out. I thought that this was what females do, right? I thought females, leave their husbands and kids and then, go ahead and cheat with either their pastors or they go ahead and cheat with whatever the fuck it is, right? I never thought it'd be a grown-ass man leaving to go cheat with a grandpa behind his wife. And, and this nigga's in the Manosphere, dog. Oh, God. I need an adult, people. I need an adult. I don't think I'm ready for this shit. I don't think I'm ready for this shit.
Angry. My son was mostly angry at me because he had Jesse on such a pedestal. My son had Jesse on such a pedestal, he literally thought Jesse could walk on water.
Yo, hold up. This is even more fucked up. Imagine being this nigga's kid. Imagine being his son. Of course he's fucking pissed off, dog. You fucked his hero, dog. Oh my God. You fucked his idol. Like, how do you process that as a kid, dog? Like, time out. Like, how do you process that? Like, yo, my dad just fucked my hero, like the guy I looked up to and gave you all that manly advice. Yeah, my dad. Oh my God.
We got on a phone call. We talked to Jesse, and as soon as we brought it up with my son on the phone call, Jesse denied it. And I said, Jesse, you're a liar. You're lying. You know this. You know you're lying. And he finally came out and admitted to my son that he did that.
Rooney later moved to Florida to get away from Jesse, but according to Rooney, Jesse couldn't handle the relationship ending, offering him several.
Hey, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Where you think you going? You think you gonna leave good old Jesse? You're gonna have to get up early to fuck Jesse. You're gonna have to. You ain't going nowhere. Ain't nowhere you can't run. I'm gonna find you. This nigga had to run from him. Holy shit. Bro, he's 70 years old and you look like you can fold him and you ran, bro. That's a cult leader. That's a cult leader, bro. Because that means that even as a man, he didn't feel like he had the strength to take this 70-year-old nigga on. Like, to just say, hey, I ain't with that shit, bro. Like, knock it off. But he had this dude's mind so warped that the dude was so, like, bro, he was so psychologically fucked up that he was like, I have to, like, sneak out to, like, leave this nigga, like escaping North Korea or some bullshit, bruh. Like, holy fuck, the mental hold this guy has. Wow.
Bribes to get him back to LA. It's typical for homo predators to try and cover their tracks using a cornucopia of strategies to shut people up. In the case of Father DeLand, it was now deceased Saginaw Bishop Joseph Sistone, who remained silent on DeLand's abuse for years. While serving as an auxiliary bishop in Philadelphia in 1994, Sistone allegedly watched as documents containing names of up to 64 suspected sex abusers were shredded, earning him the nickname Bishop Shredder among the U.S. bishops.
Bro, imagine being that corrupt. Like that corrupt of a homo predator. They said it. That's not me. That's not my term. He said it, okay? Imagine being such a homo predator that, like, your own nickname within the Catholic Church among your own bishop clergy members is the Shredder. Like, wow. Like, wow. And this dude was molesting kids. Yo, this is fucked up.
According to Rooney, for Jesse and those loyal to him, the strategy was to bully and silence all victims and witnesses speaking up.
Jesse did throw me under the bus, basically, and other people that did anything like that, and still does. If anybody comes up with it, they'll keep anybody off the air.
You're talking about other victims?
Well, yeah, other victims. And he'll make sure that if anybody talks about these things, calls up his show or does anything like that, they were not going to get through on his show.
Patrick explained how easy it was for Jesse to discredit victims, given Bond's history of seeking out troubled young men.
A lot of the people that Jesse brings around him are troubled young men, right? Have drug problems, right? Some of them been in jail. So it's pretty easy to discredit a guy who's been on drugs, maybe in jail or something like that. It's pretty rotten thing to do.
Beginning last November, Rooney began writing a collection of blog posts hinting at Jesse's predation, leading him to a shocking discovery.
After I published these articles, I found out from a young man, very credible young man, that Jesse was fooling around with this young man.
That young man was 30-year-old Samuel Arambula, a more recent member of Bond and Jesse's latest known purported victim.
I started going to Bond around May 2020. This was during the coronavirus lockdowns, everything. As soon as they opened back, they were doing
this is some like Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator type shit for real, my dude. Like, that's what this is, bro. Look at all them niggas just sitting in that room. Whoa. Hey, Jesse, you got some explaining to do, my nigga. Hey, Jesse, you got some explaining to do, my nigga.
Live broadcasted, no in-person church for like 2 months or 2 weeks or something like that. But as soon as it opened up, I went. That was May 2020. Jesse, what he likes to do in the church is he goes around first-timers. He goes around first-timers and says, introduce yourself, what's your name, how'd you find us, where are you here? The first thing I said, my name is Samuel, and I'm here because, you helped me a lot. I went and forgave my mom, I went and forgave my dad, I had a lot of anger, and I just dropped that, and I feel way better now. I'm really, growing, and I want to thank you for it.
Among him are 3 other alleged witnesses and victims who also chose to tell their stories. Samuel began his relationship with Jesse professionally, washing cars for him and doing other cleaning work at what they call the Bond House. The Bond House is where Jesse and several of his male staff currently live. And when Samuel began opening up to Jesse about his past, things got personal.
I was molested as a boy, so I was like, Jesse, what do I do? This is weighing heavy on me. What should I do? He said, forgive him, it's in the past. Our relationship progressed slowly closer and closer. I didn't suspect anything weird of it. There were certain times where he began hugging me where I was like, whoa, I've never been hugged by a man. Like, what was this?
Fuck. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm going to hell too, bro. Like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but like, I just can't as he's like, how can you picture a 70-year-old nigga just coming up behind you and hugging you? Like imagine this just coming up behind you and just hugging you. Like, that is fuck. Like, that is so freaking interesting. Like, just imagine it. This dude comes up behind you and he's just hugging you inappropriately. And it's weird because he's like, if you're, oh my God, dude, I'm so confused, dude. I'm so confused. Like, what would you do in the chat? I want to see where y'all at in the chat. Okay, this is Jesse Lee Peterson. Imagine y'all in the chat right now, because I know most of y'all aware who he is to a certain degree. Okay, if y'all went to one of his churches, right? Imagine this: you went to his meetups, because everybody in the Manosphere has meetups, right? You go up there, and this old nigga comes up behind you and just hugs you, and when he hugs you, you can feel something, right? You can feel a little surprise in there. Grand Motivate says, that boy came on. Hey, Grind. It's looking like it, brother. It's looking like it. It's looking like it, dog. It's looking like it. Listen, there's been some allegations about this, but none of that has been concrete, right? I think there was a couple of channels that covered that tweet. I said twit. That tweet that he liked that was sus, right? And like he denied it and didn't answer questions about it. So, people kind of swept that under the rug as maybe his team fucked up, right? But now they built the whole case around this dude. Like, this shit's crazy, bro. So it might be that he's he's gay on the low. And listen, okay, we're progressive here. Okay, we're not backwoods. Okay, we don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. No one, I'm sure you guys in this space don't have a problem with that, right? The problem I have, and I'm sure the problem you guys would share. Okay, you guys can share this with me. The problem I have with this is that Jesse is a hypocrite. How many people that came out of his show, some of them were homosexuals, and he will use the Bible and tell them that they're going to hell. And he would be blunt. He would be as blunt as Kevin Samuels talking to a woman calling in the show. Let's just be real. But he add a religious flair to it, right? And he will be on these niggas' ass about the way they live their life. And then come to find out behind the scenes, you're a whole predator preying on dudes who like literally are coming to you for help, for advice. Because a lot of his stuff does border the red pill. It does. It borders the Manosphere. He is in the Manosphere. He just covers a different section. Guys, like the Manosphere is like a goddamn, like if you see like, if you could see like a big ass octopus with a shit ton of fucking legs, and each of those legs are pill branches, right? See, that's why we call ourselves, okay, we rebranding, folks. We rebranding over here. Duke and Don is going through a rebranding process, okay? We are now the No Pill Popper Gang, okay? The No Pill Popper Gang. Because if you look at the Manosphere as like long tendrils, each of those fucking ligaments are like pills, okay? You got black pill, white pill, all right? You got purple pill, gray pill, blue pill, right? Church pill, right? Now, I would say Jesse Lee Peterson, right? The religious pill, right? All these different pills. And the unique thing that these pills have in common, people, is that they have a way of basically generating these cult type of mentality, right? This cult type of mentality. And they do this by, first of all, recruiting people who come in from a hurt position, right? And what did I tell you guys from the get-go? I told you guys that a lot of people who are coming into this red pill space are people who are damaged. People who have men who have issues with their fathers, men who have issues with their mothers, men who have issues with their girlfriends, issues with their wives, issues with their general lives in general. And this guy gives advice on that, so do every other dude in this space. And then come to find out, not only this guy gives advice to these vulnerable men, he also takes advantage of these vulnerable men in a predatory way. This is why we talk about what we talk about. I don't care if you guys take these pills. I just don't want y'all to overdose on them. All right? Look, we have an opioid epidemic just bleeding through this fucking country right now. And throughout the world, everyone's high on pills. And now we come online and we're seeing people overdose on these digital pills, and it's hurting them. So we have to cover these people. We have to talk about the hypocrisies. So you guys are aware, so you don't end up being this guy getting his butt rubbed on by Jesse Lee Peterson. Just be real. Just be real. We could have saved this. We could have. Let's continue, bro. Fuck, dude.
But I was like, this is, he would just tell me like, I just love you. So I'm like, okay, I get you. I love you too.
But much like with Patrick Rooney, Samuel states things went from casually close to mortally sinful.
So Friday afternoon, evening, I go to Jesse's house and I am sitting in his couch, relaxing. I'm kind of avoiding the LA traffic at the peak hour. So it's a good deal, and I get to stay somewhere with someone that I respect, friend. So then by this point, we're already real comfortable with like hugging and all that stuff, just hugging for long periods of time. I thought nothing weird of it. I guess my guard had already been let down completely. So I'm sitting in this couch, he kneels down in front of me, and then he wraps himself around his arms around my waist. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but I'm like, Jesse, why are you doing that? He's like, I just love you so much. And I'm like, okay, I guess. I was just like this. So then he starts rubbing my thighs. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of crazy. And then he starts rubbing my genital area. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And then he pulls down my pants. And I'm like, I'm shocked. I'm not saying anything. I'm like, my face is like, whoa, what the hell is happening right now?
From there, Jesse instructed Samuel to
Oh God! Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh Jesse! Hey Jesse, you going to hell, nigga? You going to hell, bro? Oh my God, dog! Oh, first of all, time out. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so confused, dog. Because time out, Jesse. Why? Like, what is this? Like, why are you playing these games with these? Okay, time out. Okay, yo, for the young man, yo, if you know, see, it's hard to make an argument about this, right? Because you know why it's hard? Because if the roles were flipped, right? This is the same arguments we've been making if this was a woman. I'm just being real. This would be the same arguments we'd be making if this was a woman in Jesse Lee Peterson's scenario, because we'd have been like, why did you listen, you could have left at any point in time. Why did you then have or stay and let a man wrap his arms around your waist? Okay, why didn't you tell him to stop then, right? And then why didn't you then tell him to then not do it anymore, and then you let it go to the point where he pulls your pants down, okay? And why didn't you tell him to stop? Like, why didn't you say no? Because we do say this, okay? You see why I'm confused? Why it's hard for me to make this argument? Because we always make this argument that if this was a woman, you had ample opportunity to say no, being with the president. And guys, this is different than, like, you know, preying on kids, okay? In this case, these are full-grown adults. Matter of fact, all four of them niggas are full-grown adults. They're probably in their late 30s to early 50s, some of them, right? So if we can make this argument and say, why, dude, unless you kind of felt a certain way about that, why would you just let that go on, right? Why? I'm like dead ass serious, right? Because that's what we would say. So then again, now I want to give these dudes the benefit of the doubt, and I'll always do that because, like, I like to be balanced on this show. But I'd like to chalk it up to use this as a teaching moment, people, right? In the Manosphere, when we look at females who are in situations where they're being preyed on, and they say things like this where, okay, I feel as though I couldn't do this, I couldn't leave, or X, Y, and Z because he had the same hold, right? Maybe there is something to that, right? Maybe when women run into predators, right, like Jesse Lee Peterson, like the dudes that run into Jesse Lee Peterson, and they get their minds all fucked up and warped up, right? Maybe it is a little difficult. Maybe there is something to that argument. All I'm saying is that when we use this as a talking point in the Manosphere, when we see examples of that, let's just take one foot out of ourselves and put our foot into the shoes of other women who go through that situation, because now you can kind of understand it. Listen, I'm not saying the red pill's wrong. I'm just saying there's certain things that we say that border lines without us seeing the other side. Welcome to reality, people. I just want to bring you guys there. That's it. That's it. So it's not that we're being feminists. It's not that we're being over dramatic, because these are men who were in the red pill space that trusted a red pill leader and they got fucked, literally. See, I'm participating in double standard too, because I'm trying. Listen, I'm having a bunch of mixed emotions right now. Like, I want to laugh, I want to cry, I'm angry. I'm like, I'm like feeling a bunch of stuff because I wouldn't have expected this from Jesse Lee Peterson. So excuse the fuck out of me, people. Okay, excuse me for feeling the way I'm feeling. Okay, because some of y'all in the chat right now, y'all probably feel the same way. I'm just out here expressing it for y'all. Okay. But I'm trying to be serious about this, but we got 4 grown-ass niggas or grown-ass men, okay, who this happened to, and they couldn't leave that scenario. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. So let's just give those arguments a chance, people. Let's look at the super chats here real quick. Shout out to you guys for supporting the show. I appreciate it. What is going on? Listen, I'm fighting StreamYard, people. Okay, so just bear with me, because if the audio goes out, let me know. Gene Premier says, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, when there's smoke, there's fire, and he is flaming. Absolutely. Hey, some of you guys in the Manosphere that go around using calling other people gay and shit like that, okay, with like weird or no proof at all, right? Some of y'all know who you are, okay? When you present something like this is proof. This is me. I can comfortably say that this nigga is gay. I can comfortably say that because this is proof enough. You got 4 grown men, okay? I mean, they're 4 men. They're probably going to describe the same story, so they're definitely not making it up, right? They can't be making it up. Listen, if this we would use the same argument if this was a woman, right? So they can't be making it up. So this must be true, right? Like, guys, come on. It's Rebecca Starr. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. She says, if this is true, this happens all the time with people who have been previously abused. They freeze, especially if it's a mentor. Absolutely. This is how rape happens, bro. Like, this is how all that stuff goes down, because predators take advantage of this bullshit. Let's continue.
Go into his so-called meditation called the silent prayer.
And he's like, doubt all thoughts are lies. Everything Satan is telling you is a lie. And I'm like, okay, but inside is telling me, hey, this is not good. What are you doing? What are you allowing him to do?
Samuel describes Jesse abusing the supposed meditative state, trying to convince Samuel to ignore the traumatic sexual experience occurring.
Yo, that's facts. This nigga would always say on his channel, okay, you know, like, nothing's real, all that shit, right? In the silent prayer. And he would tell everybody on his show to do the silent prayer. He'd be telling people that, bro. Like, that's the only thing. When they ask him questions, did you do my silent prayer? Why don't you do my silent prayer? You got to do, like, he would amp that shit up. Now I know why. Now I know why. I get it. The silent prayer is to prep him up for what you're about to give him. The silent prayer is to prep him for the silent D, right? Just come in your bedroom. Did you do your silent prayer? Okay. Did you do your silent prayer? Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
It went on for a few minutes. He would get up, walk away. I could hear him. I couldn't see him. Get up. He would get up, walk away. I could hear him get up, walk away, touch it, get up, walk away, touch it. And I was like, what the hell's going on? So then I opened my eyes, and then I'm like, what just happened?
Another alleged victim was Trayvon Chapman, who in 2015 told his friend, now 43-year-old Armand Martikian, that Jesse molested him.
The first thing came out of his mouth, that Jesse's homosexual. And I say, you know, you can't be saying this, you know, like, he's all against it. He's a, you know, straight conservative man who, you know, this is like, what you're saying is bizarre, you know, it doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it kind of struck me as a truth. What this guy was saying, he was explaining the incidents, like certain acts that they would do. They had some nicknames. Jesse had nicknames for it, you know. Say, instead of telling what the act is, he named it oral massage, according to Trayvon.
Armand tried to tell Jesse what Trayvon said, and he just dismissed it.
I went to Jesse. I said, Jesse, I bumped into Trayvon, and he was talking bad things about you. The moment I said that, his first response was, oh, he's on drugs. When he said he's on drugs, shivers went down my spine, like, uh-oh, aren't you gonna ask what he said about me?
Trayvon has since disappeared. None of the men have any idea of his current whereabouts, though they assume he's still somewhere in LA. After this encounter, Armand began questioning.
Hey, Hey, justice for Trayvon, bro. God damn, bro. Oral massages. Bro, these are troubled people who are coming to you for help and advice. And this is how you. Wow, bro. Like, Jesse, you got to say something, bro. You definitely have to say something about this because this is and this is a major channel. Like, the channel that put this out is a major channel. So, like, they're open to any kind of liabilities, lawsuits that comes with this accusation, right? Each of these four men who are sitting here, including the guy conducting these interviews, are liable. So why would they openly put themselves at risk if this didn't have a solid case to it? You see what I'm saying? Because this is just too blatant. And then you just when you get approached by someone who is making that claim, if you knew it wasn't true, the first thing you wouldn't do is tell them that they're on drugs or dismiss it. You handle that shit. I mean, you talk about being a man all the time, right? You talk about that shit. So why not call the dude in there and then just talk about it? What did I say? And then just let him say it. But the fact you just dismiss them off the bat, bro, yo. And he does that when he has his calling shows. Those guys who watch his calling shows, he does that. He basically people who he thinks that aren't making sense. He'll just say, "Oh, stop smoking weed. You smoking pot? Y'all remember that? You smoking pot?" He'll always ask that. You be smoking pot? I mean, I smoke pot, but like, I'm just saying, I'm not on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that bullshit that nigga. Oh, like it's just crazy. But he would dismiss that it's just like drugs or whatever the fuck it is. But this is like, yo, I'm flabbergasted.
His own relationship with Jesse.
And then I had a flashback. Back in the day, it was such an insignificant thing that it never stayed in my memory, but for some reason, the flashback had when I was in a private counseling, he kind of gestured me, let me see down there, pointing at referring to my, down there as in my privates. Not knowing what it was about, I'm at very late teens at that moment, like kind of got tricked into it, pulled my pants forward where...
Oh, time out! What the fuck? How do you get tricked into that? How did you get tricked into that, my nigga? Oh my god! Oh no! I can't. Hey, get the light button, people. I can't do this. I can't do this, people. Yo, this is not making any sense. Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh no! I don't want. Hey guys, I can't, bro. Hit the like button right now. I'm low key dying, bro. Look in my eyes. I can't do this shit. Like real talk, bro. This is getting mad fucking uncomfortable. Dog. Like yo. Oh my god, y'all are torturing me. I don't want to do this. This is not making any sense. This is not making any sense. What do you mean he tricked you? This nigga is 70, bro. How did a 70-year-old nigga trick you into opening up your pants, dog? Like, you a grown-ass man. Like, yo, what is wrong with all y'all niggas sitting up here, dog? Like, I'm so fucking confused, bro. I'm fucking confused, dog. Like, hey, hit that like button. I'm dying, people. I'm dying. I can't do this. I can't do this. This is just getting weird. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. How did you get tricked? How did he trick you? What did he say? Like, was this nigga that good? Like, what the yo, this don't make sense, bro. Like, see, now I gotta question this shit, bro. Like, all y'all niggas are trying to play victim, but y'all, it almost seems like in the situations, like y'all are complicit. That's why I'm laughing at y'all, because like, I'm sorry, we don't laugh at victims, but like your shit doesn't make any sense. Like none of this makes any sense, bro. I can't do this, bro. Like y'all are confusing me, bro. I think either A, this is true, or B, y'all trying to do Jesse Lee Peterson like them kids trying to do Michael Jackson, right? Because this is what it seems like. Y'all remember what them kids tried to do to Michael Jackson, right? With the Neverland and shit, with the whole pedophile nonsense, right? Like, look at this. Either this is true and Jesse is literally a predator, or these dudes are trying to do Jesse Lee Peterson like them kids did to Michael Jackson. And look, I would just play the video.
He kind of look at it, but at the same time, I'm thinking like maybe he's trying to see if I'm shy. He's trying to help me overcome shyness because I was a little shy.
Oh yeah. Just put out your pants. Just help you overcome the shyness. Why not?
You know, I didn't know what to make of it. I remember saying, if somebody sees us from outside, they're gonna think we're gay. I said.
Oh no, yeah. You know, I just walking by and I just peek in. I see a 70-year-old dude looking down another nigga's pants. Yo, there's nothing gay about that at all. Yeah, hey, yo, y'all niggas carry on. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep walking. No, there's nothing gay to see here, people. Absolutely not. Like, nigga, of course that's fucking gay. Like, what are you talking about, my guy? You're still there with an old nigga wrapped around your pants, dog. You know this is gay. Like, what are we talking about, my guy? Like, stop. Like, yo, stop. I'm so good. Because y'all are trying to act way too brand new right now. Y'all acting way... Yo. Y'all acting way too brand new. Like, yo, your story is not making sense. Like, people are gonna think we're gay. Yeah, of course people are gonna think you're fucking gay. That are walking by and they're seeing the old nigga look down the grown nigga's pants. Like, yeah, it's a... What? Like,
Later, I looked back, thought that the fact that I said if somebody sees us, they're gonna think we're gay, he kind of probably thought that, okay, he's too aware, I'm not gonna advance any longer.
Wait, time out. That's even worse. So if you didn't say that, you don't think that he would have thought that the reason why you said that was because you wanted him to not advance further? That means that if you hadn't have said that, that you're thinking that he would have taken that as invitation to basically advance on you further than what he did. So your conclusion to all of that is that, yeah, the fact that I say that someone's going to look at us and think we're gay, yeah, that probably stopped him from, like, you know, advancing further on me. But, you know, maybe if I hadn't said anything, he could have probably tried again, right? I kind of wish he tried again, right? I mean, I guess, because y'all look, time out. Y'all niggas are giving off, like, mixed messaging, people. Like, guys, this is the definition of mixed messaging, dog. Like, this... Haha. Yo, what does this nigga have to say? Let's continue.
Former Bond House manager, 50-year-old Robert Santner, alleges he witnessed similarly strange behavior in 2021 between Jesse and current Bond producer James Hake.
I knew that guy. He's got that Hake report. Oh, how did he get that show? I wonder how he got that show. He probably had to, do the old Harvey Weinstein, right? He walked up in the fucking building, right? In that little Bond house, right? Mr. Hoax walks up in there, looks Jesse right in the eyes. He says, Jesse, I want my own show, Jesse. I'm willing to do anything to have my own show. And Jesse's looking at him like, oh yeah, you want to do something? Oh, okay. Beta, why don't you get your ass over here and suck this 70-year-old dick? Oh, you beta ass bitch. And this nigga probably did it, and that's probably how he got his Hake report show. God damn, bro. This is this is getting weird. Like, this is getting really weird.
I witnessed him and Jesse were hugging each other intensely, rubbing each other's shoulder down stuff, and he came to a point where I actually saw him kissing him on the cheek and stuff on the hallway, and talking all kinds. I can't remember what the words he said, but there were a lot of giggling in the hallway, in his James' room. And then there was even one time that just really shocked the living hell out of me, is I went to the laundry room stuff. I mean, after I took the laundry out, and then when I got out, and there was a door open in Jesse's room, and there I saw Jesse was sitting in the bed, and while James Hake was wrapped around bed sheets, completely around like a burrito with his head sticking out. And Jesse was like embracing him and hugging him and stuff, and then kissing him on the forehead.
What the? What the fuck is going on, people? Wait a minute. You tell me that this nigga Hake, okay, from the Hake Report, you walk by Jesse's bedroom and this dude was literally swaddled like a baby? And Jesse was basically rubbing this nigga and kissing him on the forehead. Oh, I quit. Get the likes up right now, guys. I'm quitting. I'm quitting. Like, what is this? What is this, bro? Like, oh my God. See, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm so confused, dog. That, like, imagine walking by this nigga's bedroom and you just seeing a grown man in a swaddle, okay, being pet over by an old 70-year-old dude, and he's kissing him on the forehead. What would you say if you just walked in and saw that? Like, you saw an old ass grandpa basically holding a swaddle of a grown-ass man, rubbing and kissing his forehead. What would you say to that? My brain is broken, people. I've lost so many brain cells doing this, bro. I would say this, bro. If there was a before and after of before I started covering Manosphere content to after I started covering Manosphere content, I would say I've lost quite a few brain cells. Like, I'm not gonna lie, people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just be real. I feel like ever since I started covering like a lot of this Manosphere stuff, like I've lost a lot of brain cells. Like, I can't even find the words to say things anymore, because when you think that certain people or certain things in the space just doesn't surprise you, then like the Manosphere is just like, hold my beer real quick. Let me just peel back a few rows and wow, dude, I'm stunned.
And I was like, hey, are you all right?
Hake, to this day, is an ardent defender of Jesse and his ministry, essentially helping him ostracize all the men accusing Jesse of homo predation. Santner also described an incident where Jesse attempted grooming him to see if he was a homosexual.
Like, there was one night, okay, I was all by myself. It was like late at night after I came home from work. I was in the kitchen, you know, doing my own thing and stuff. And then suddenly there was Jesse appeared on the doorway, leaning against the doorway with his hand underneath his underpants. And he was like slowly massaging himself and was giving me a look, and I turned around and says, "What the heck are you doing?" And he was like giving me a smile and giggle and stuff, and then walked away.
Oh God. This is creepy, bro. Like, this is creepy, dog.
Another witness is Martin Francis, who's largely been leading the charge against Jesse's purported homo predation. He describes himself as one of Jesse's best friends. You may recognize Francis from a video with Jesse arguing with a Univision reporter at a Prop 187 rally in Los Angeles in 1996, a rally opposing the flood of illegal aliens entering the state.
Are you all right?
Are you okay? Oh, I'm feeling better than ever.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Are you racist?
Am I what?
What are you think of these people now? Why? Why you stay
You
here?
said, are you racist? Am I racist?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a racist. Why do you ask that?
But since learning of Jesse's dark secret, Francis has led several protests against Peterson's homosexuality outside of the Bond studio. Jesse was confronted by him several times this year and refused to address any of the accusations of him preying on young men at Bond. Here's a video of Francis from March, facing off with him at what appears to be the post office across the street from the Bond studio.
Tell them about you sleeping with your brother's wife.
Oh, that's nice. He wants me to tell them how I was sleeping with my brother's wife. That's fine. But Jesse, why will you not speak on your homosexual behaviors?
Francis confronted him again in the back of the building with Armand Martikian in February, capturing it all on video.
Jesse Peterson, I've known you for 25 years personally. Will you come? He's not coming over.
Is that a G-Wagon? Hold up. Is that a G-Wagon? My boy Jesse roll. Hey, I hopped out that G-Wagon. Bro, like, what is that? It kind of looks like a trailer park, but like, goddamn. Hey, it does pay to be a pastor, I guess. Like, why not? Like, this is crazy.
Will you at least stand there where you feel safe and talk to me? Stand up on your porch with the door open and shout out to me. Why won't you talk to me? I've known you for 25 years. I've accused you of heinous things, and you will not talk to me. You coward!
Francis admits there were also a few clues that should have revealed Jesse was a homosexual, long before he ever found out.
He wanted to see if I...
Whoa! What's time out? What is going on with your forehead, bro? Like, was that the injury from when you first met the nigga? Hold up, time out. Remember, like that one clip they showed where his head was bleeding, right? Time out. Hold up, I gotta go back there. Hold up. That can't. Is his head still busted? How? What is this on his? What is this on his forehead, bro? Like, hold up. Like, why is it like that? Y'all see what I'm seeing? Cause time out. Listen, cause if you want to tell me that's a fresh wound, I want to know how he got that wound. Because, hey, I don't know, bro. I might have some questions, bro, about your memory. Cause that looks like a deep ass dent, dog.
Of course, because that's what he was all about. He was about putting out feelers there and seeing who he could have sex with. And it didn't work with me because I'd not been molested as a boy. And so eventually I told him, look, Jesse, I'm just an angry guy and I don't like these long hugs and all this stuff we're doing, at night.
And did he stop?
Where he would come into my bed and just lay with me.
He would come into your bed and just lay with you?
Yes. And at one time even like put his hand underneath my underwear to go toward my genitals, right? He never got there because he could see I wasn't getting excited. So
what? Ah! I'm getting missed signals, people. Wait, so time out. So did you mean you didn't tell him to stop, when he just was touching you, or even when he came into your bedroom? Because, I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, you weren't one of those kids who were touched by when you were younger. So, I mean, I guess I agree with that. So, then now you are then saying, well, you let it go further by him cuddling with you in your own room and massaging his hands down your genitals. Okay. And you let him do that until he realized you weren't getting hard. So you let him play with you until he found out that you weren't getting hard. Yo, so listen, I thought that at least you, out of all these niggas, because you said you weren't, mentally fucked up in any kind of way, would at least put up an argument, right? I mean, to be fair, you did say you weren't down with the hugging, but you didn't stop him from even, listen, if that were me, and old boy coming to my room and I'm getting them weird vibes, he'd be like, hey, yo, listen, dog, I appreciate you letting me stay here, bro, but I don't appreciate you coming to my room like that, bro. Like, if this is private, we're private, let me have this room, but like, I don't appreciate you touching me like that. I don't appreciate you doing all that. Listen, I respect the message and cool, whatever it is, but I like my personal space. I'm gonna just tell you this: next time you touch me like that, I'm gonna deck your ass, and then we're gone. Like, it is what it is, right? And you leave it at that. That's how you would do it. But you mean you let him escalate. You didn't say stop. You let him escalate to the point where he had his hands down your pants, and then when he found out you couldn't get hard, he gave up. So what would have happened if you did get hard? I just want to. I'm just listen. I gotta ask for the other side, right? Like, what would have happened? See, now it's when I hear stuff like this, I gotta question these stories too, because now I'm like, I see 4 men here who, like, except for that dude with the glasses. He, you know, he didn't seem like he was touched by Jesse, right? But every one of them, it seemed like they just let it get to a point. And then, you know, it was over with, right? I don't know, bro. Like, so was the cultive personality or the cult personality that Jesse Lee Peterson had, was that so strong that y'all couldn't have walked away in any situation? Like, it was are you saying that, because guys, now this is starting to make sense, because what I'm seeing is that these guys, the combination is they all have been staying with Jesse to some kind of extent, right? They've been living with him, so they obviously, because they're all come from broken homes and shit like that, right? So you're telling me there's power dynamics there, because he's running this bond program that recruits all these boys or men, I'm sorry, and these men come in, and then it's pretty much like an R. Kelly house for grown men, right? And you mean to tell me that the power dynamics actually made these men reluctant to actually come forward and say no? That's interesting, right? Because, you know, when women would say these same things, right? And listen, guys, I got to make this point, because I'm you guys have to come to reality for a second, because this is how grown men think, okay? Grown men don't fuck with this red pill. I mean, they understand it, they get it, but they don't fuck with it, right? And you see a lot of young men or a lot of men who are new to this space that fuck with it, right? But like, things that go on for men also happen for women and vice versa, okay? So if women are going through these experiences where they're dealing with dudes with, you know, who have a higher power status than they do, right? You can see how easy it is or hard it is for them to basically leave that situation, right? At least could we come to a mutual understanding of where that is, so when we see these conversations out in the media, out at large, we don't send our ambassadors fresh and fit to go make those arguments for us, because they end up making us look like idiots, okay? Men and women go through these same things. So when we tell you this, y'all come at, oh, y'all feminists. No, that's not what it is. We're not trying to be feminists. We're letting you know that, listen, you can't just be with a chick and then say she can't have her Instagram while you have your Instagram, because if she has her Instagram, then it's considered cheating. But then if a girl DMs you on your Instagram, as a man, since you get less DMs, you're more likely to respond to the DM of the girl that responds to you, aka you're more likely to cheat. So then why should you get your Instagram? But then you rebuttal as, you know, it's not the same because men and women are different. Oh, really? Oh, really? Y'all got to take these niggas with a grain of salt. That's all we've been saying. No pill popper gang. No red pill popping, no black pill popping, no purple pill popping, no green pill popping, no rainbow pill popping, no church pill popping, no religious popping. I don't care. We not popping pills. The country is overdosing on pills right now. Y'all motherfuckers popping it. Stop. Because, like, literally, these are fucked up men who are actually getting abused right now. Like, this is serious. Like I'm actually being fucking serious, bro. Like, these are men who are damaged, who are also being abused, okay? But I'm not even talking about these guys in particular. I'm talking about guys who we don't see. Guys who watches guys like Donnie Boy, guys who listen to people like Roll Tomasi, guys who listen to boys like Fresh and Fit, guys who listen to some of these other Manosphere dudes who are hardliners. We don't see their faces, but they're out there doing the same shit, hurting other people because hurt people hurt them. We gotta grow up, people. We gotta wake up. There's a lot of things going on around us, and I think it's very important that we pay attention, pay very good attention. Now let's continue.
So he never got there. He just, like, at the edge, you know, because you got to invite the vampire in, is what they say in the vampire movies, and it's sort of true with even psychic vampires.
Oh yeah, he didn't. The reason why is he didn't invite the vampire in. Okay, this nigga, you got to invite the vampire in. He didn't let the vampire come in at all, right? Because Jesse Lee Peterson was touching him, and the only reason why he stopped is because he didn't get hard. And now he's saying the reason why he didn't get hard because he didn't invite the vampire in. Y'all niggas sus, bro. All four of y'all niggas are sus. Maybe not you in the glasses, but like the rest of y'all niggas are sus to me right now. Like I don't know what to feel.
Like Jesse. And so he would do those kind of tricks or put his hand around my back and up on my chest and be hugging and all that kind of stuff just to see if maybe I could and asking me if how does it feel, and it feels good, right, and all that kind of stuff, and I would meekly answer, yeah, it feels good.
So did he grape you? Because it seems like you liked it. I mean, you just said it with your own words. Like, yo, like these dudes are sus, dog. Like, hey, any of y'all getting sus vibe from these dudes? Time out. Hold on. Hey, time out. Fuck. Hey, any of y'all getting sus vibe from these dudes, bro? He asked you if you like it. You're describing it as though you're uncomfortable, and then in the end, you said that you liked it.
But only because when you're under that kind of pressure, you just give the answer that he wants, but you're really like wanting to get the heck out of there. You're like ready to fly out of there like a bat out of hell.
Then you do what men do and say, nah, dude, don't touch me like that. What do you mean? Say what you mean. We do this on the other side all the time, right? Say what you mean. Yo, dog, don't fucking come behind me and touch me like that. What the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Don't ever do that in your life. And we squash it. But you're just saying, yeah, I like it, just to leave the scenario. Yo, that's pretty beta. Yo, Jesse Lee Peterson out here alphaing all these dudes, bro. Hey, now that whole beta takes on a whole new meaning. It just takes on a whole new meaning, people. Yo, y'all are sus. All four of y'all niggas are weird, bro. Y'all some weirdos, bro. Y'all just say, yeah, I liked it, but I just wanted to get out of there. No, I would have told you, nigga, that's weird, and I still would have left. What do you mean? Say what you mean. You a man, right? The fuck? Wow, and yet you over here on a documentary talking about, yeah, he's just touching all over my body, yeah. Oh, his hair's rubbing all down my thighs. Oh, God, he's just touching all over my body. I don't know. Acting like you a victim, bro. Like, yo, say what you mean. I mean, you clearly, listen, I'm going to be less lenient on this nigga because he clearly followed the dude to his house protesting and shit, right? So you had all the energy for him then, but not when he was rubbing up on your thighs, huh? Not while he was massaging you and you told him you liked it. He rubbing all up in your chest, right? But you had all the smoke afterwards. These dudes are weird, bro. Some weird.
Jesse appears to have used every dirty trick in the book to silence him, allegedly trying to have Francis arrested for violating an unserved restraining order.
I will go back to Phoenix and chill out with the relatives like I was doing before, and I'll be back on the 25th.
Okay. 25th. Fortunately for you, this is in a sealed envelope today. If it hadn't been,
yes. Yes. If it was already served, you had already seen it, you would be going to jail.
Church militant asked every single victim and witness if they thought Jesse would continue sexually preying on men, and they all had the same answer.
Well, yeah.
I would say yes.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
There's no doubt that there's current victims.
I think for sure.
Damn! That's it. That's the whole video. Go. I'll link the rest to the video, bro. But like, they all said that this nigga will be a repeat offender. Your Honor, don't let him out. He will touch another man as soon as he leaves. Fuck. Oh my God, guys. The channel's called Church Militant, so go check it out. You go watch the full video there. I just cut out the bits that I thought were interesting to cover, right? Because this is this is what we need to do. But yeah, I mean, wow. Let me look at what y'all are saying in the chat real quick, because what are y'all thoughts on this? Let me ask y'all this, okay? Let me ask y'all this right now, okay? We'll vote it like this, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that the stories that these guys were bringing forth is true, that Jesse Lee Peterson is on the low, right? Or put a 2 in the chat if you think it's false. Let's vote now, okay? We'll vote now, right now. 1 if you think that this is true and he is a predator, or 2 if you think this is false. James Dune, they're not Antifa. James Dune, they're not Antifa. It's a church channel. You gotta go to the channel and see it. They're not Antifa. They cover other stories. Like they cover heavy religious stories. So I looked at that channel before I even brought that video up. They're not Antifa. They don't just cover Jesse Lee Peterson. They cover everything going around like Catholicism and politics. That's it. They're not Antifa at all. All right. And the reason why they're probably covering this is because Jesse Lee Peterson is a Christian guy, or claims to be a Christian guy, and has his own pseudo church. So it's hard to make the Antifa argument. But 1s or 2s. 1s if you think this is real. 2 if you think this is a fake. Okay. So I'm seeing some. I'm seeing some 2s in here. Okay. AJ Alonso, I'm seeing some 2s in here. Okay. I'm seeing some 2s. Okay, some 1s. We got some 1s in here. Okay. We got some 1s. Okay. All right, we got okay. All right. We got some 1s. All right. Listen. The reason why I say it's true, right? The reason why I say it's true because listen. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, let's say it is false, right? Or the only way we can tell this is false, the only way we maybe tell is if Jesse sues these people for libel and slander, because this is going to affect his business. I mean, that Christian channel is a pretty big channel. All right, that they can affect his business. They're fucking up his name. So if he retaliates with a lawsuit to that channel, well, guess what? That means they have to basically prove that this was false, right? And there's already precedent with the whole Cardi B thing with the herpes, right? When what do you call it? Whatever that chick, I forgot what that chick's name was. Well, what was that lady that got in trouble with Cardi B? I forgot her name. But she had went on and said that Cardi B had herpes, right? Was it the herpes, or was it a different disease? But she went on there and said that she had a disease or something, and then she got sued because Cardi B wasn't playing. So Jesse Lee Peterson, you got bread. I know you got bread, son. You got that G-Wagon, bro. And I know you saving because you got that trailer you living in too. You sue them niggas. And then you have to bring forth the evidence, because this will cost you money, bro. Tasha K. Thank you, Sloan. Appreciate it. Sloan says it's Tasha K. Tasha K and Cardi B, right? No, JLP's not only on YouTube, Isaiah. He's on multiple different platforms. But YouTube is where I found him. He's definitely been around this space. He's been in the Manosphere. He's been everywhere, man. And literally, people in the Manosphere quote him. They quote him because he does that stuff. He, Tommy Sotomayor, all those guys, man. He's been around. Jesse Lee Peterson has been around. Okay, he's up there. Guys, hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. What else are you guys saying in here? Yeah, it's a pretty mixed ones or twos. So a lot of you guys think this is fake. Some of you guys think this is real. I lean on this being real because you don't just come out with this. I do think that these guys and their stories, I think it was a little sus. I think the story was a little sus from these guys, right? And there may have been an agenda, but ultimately, man, I don't know. This is just too heavy of an allegation to levy. And a lot of these guys coming out with these stories, it doesn't make any sense. And these guys knew him. You know, these guys, and the other dude that was talking about, he was rubbing up on my thigh and shit, and he was rubbing up on me and hand his hand down my pants. And when he found out I couldn't get hard, he stopped coming on to me, right? He got his hand busted. So he there was evidence there that he was directly affiliated with Jesse Lee Peterson. There's proof there. So I don't know. I'm so confused. What do you guys think about this overall story, though? Let me hear what you guys think. What are your thoughts? I'm just as confused as the rest of you guys. I'm just as confused. Punished Berserker says this thinks of another Kavanaugh situation. I do get that, right? I get that. Only time will tell because he's got okay. Armando Yiscas. I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. He says Church Militant is legit. Been following them for years. Thank you. I looked at the channel too. I'm like, yo, this is not some rinky-dink channel that just popped out of nowhere to just do a hit job on Jesse Lee Peterson. They talk about religion. They talk about politics. They talk about all these different range of topics. Their main focus isn't Jesse Lee Peterson, right? Or they don't even do drama content, right? I mean, in politics, you can call it drama, but not like drama like this kind of drama, our kind of drama, right? They don't cover that stuff. So, like, why would they put their reputations out of nowhere on a line just to come at Jesse Lee Peterson? It just doesn't make any sense, you know? That's why I lean on it being real. I get it, you know, it's hard to believe. This is Jesse Lee Peterson, right? This is Jesse Lee Peterson, one of the OGs, or was the OGs of the space. I mean, his position in the Manosphere space right now is probably hanging in the balance, right? Because we gotta have an answer for what the fuck this is, right? We have to, but it seems like a pretty legit channel to me, man. AJ says, dude, they make up a Russia collusion story and impeached a president to ruin a political opponent. It isn't beyond political powers to make up shit like this. Yeah, I get it, but it's Jesse Lee Peterson. It's not, you know, it's not someone like Trump threatening to basically, you know, derail the global agenda. It's not that, right? Derailing the global agenda, the Davos, all of that stuff, right? When Trump put the wrench in there, Trump prevented Ukraine from happening, because Ukraine would have happened if Clinton was in power. If Hillary Clinton won, we would have had the same outcome as Joe Biden. It's really no different. Would have had high inflation, high gas prices, and a war in Ukraine, because Hillary Clinton has said that, right? So when you go up against the blob, the political establishment, like Donald Trump did, it's not the same as Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, yes, of course, Jesse Lee Peterson did have some alliances with Donald Trump. That's for sure. But realistically, it wasn't to an extent where he influenced a lot. He just got shouted out by Trump. But realistically, I think that the reason why he got shouted out by Trump is because he was kind of like a Trump fangirl. I mean, he was a Trump fangirl. Let's just be real. That's what it was, right? And Trump, you know, having the biggest ego, you know, he saw that shit and was like, all right, cool. You know, that's my nigga. I rock with him. But I would think that if Trump saw this, he'd probably be like, nah, that's not my dude. And they didn't impeach a president. Like, who do they impeach? They didn't impeach. If you're trying to say they impeached Trump, AJ, come on now. We can't say this comment. Trump was not impeached. His term was over. And he just didn't get voted in. I think the reason why Trump didn't get voted in were political miscalculations than just like a conspiracy, right? Because realistically, Trump had them niggas on the ropes. He had all of them on the ropes. But it wasn't because, you know, this was because of like a collusion. This was because Trump, he stopped saying the things that got him elected in 2016. when he threatened to bust up these establishments, when he threatened to bring back the economy, make America great again, all these big promises, people voted him because of that. And yeah, he didn't want to fucking further antagonization with Russia. He didn't want further fights with Russia. That's completely different. But he wasn't impeached. He made stupid miscalculations that got him killed, or his political career anyways. And now he's trying to stage a comeback, but that's what happens. People get sick of that shit. So Trump killed his campaign. No one else did. AJ, you gotta fix that, buddy. Come on. Alonzo Hall says Trump lost the COVID-19. Yeah. Although I would think that Biden is probably the biggest loser of COVID-19, if anything else. I think Biden has lost this. He's lost certainly trust of the people. So bring forth President Kamala Harris, I guess, right? I mean, let's just be real. No, AJ, that he had impeachment proceedings. He wasn't impeached. Bill Clinton was impeached, and he was gone. You can only be impeached once. You can have multiple proceedings, and I agree with you. Those were bullshit, most of it, but it was a proceeding. It wasn't because he was impeached. If he was impeached, he would have been gone. He would have been out of there. So, and he would have needed the majority of the Republican Party to say it was time for him to be out of there. So there were proceedings levied against him, but he wasn't impeached. He wasn't impeached. That's not true. No, he was like, we can't. Tom Brokaw, he was impeached. Trump was impeached. He didn't serve out a 4-year term. Is that what you guys are saying? Or are you saying there was impeachment proceedings set forth against him? See, when you have a proceeding and you have someone who's actually impeached, there's two different things. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm saying. So you can't say it's okay. So it was a proceeding. He wasn't impeached. They started it, but it didn't go to the point where it's like, all right, get this dude out of here. Thank you, Mr. Innovator. That's the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it. They levied charges against him, but they didn't get him out of there. So maybe if that's what it is, then maybe he was impeached, and I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong, but I didn't think they removed him from power. I thought impeachment meant removal of office because Bill Clinton was impeached, right, for the Monica Lewinsky. So he was removed from office, right? So I mean, it passed the Senate, it passed the House. They all agreed that he should be removed. So therefore, he was impeached, and that's why some of these guys want to refer to Bill Clinton. He was the president that was impeached. No one says that against Trump, but if you guys in the chat are saying that, I'm not going to argue with it. I would just give it up to you guys. Hey, listen, my ego ain't that big. I'm going to tell you this, okay? It's not on that level, but I'll let y'all have that one. But I don't think he was just, Okay. So I guess he was impeached, maybe. I just don't. Hey, I guess he was impeached. I'll give you guys that. But listen. I don't think that Trump was impeached due to all these what do you call it? It's got to be pretty freaking serious, man. Real talk. Like what Clinton did, what Richard Nixon did. Richard Nixon was resigned, right? Or he was gonna face impeachment. But he resigned. But he that was that Watergate nonsense, right? That was Richard Nixon. But I don't know. No one in the mainstream media is calling Trump an impeachment, so I don't want to say it is, but then again, I want to know what y'all thought about the story, man. Like, it's like, what, Metal Jake says he was impeached by House and Senate. Trump was only impeached by House, not Senate. Okay. Wait, what do you mean? Impeached by House and Senate. Trump was impeached by House and was only impeached by House, not Senate. Okay, so you're saying that you need the House and Senate to call it an impeachment, or when you say, "Hey, I'm going to impeach you," see that now I'm starting to get confused. So I'm gonna just leave it up to you guys. He got impeached, I guess. But it doesn't seem. I mean, I guess. But I think it was more like a hearing than actually being removed from office. You know. Ryan Sanders says he was impeached 1 week before his term was over. Is that true? That really? Maybe I haven't been paying the American politics and paying attention to it as much as I thought I was. But I didn't know he was removed. I thought he ran a second campaign against Biden, and then he lost because he started making it about like fucking jokes and shit rather than policies. You guys remember it was one of those. He kept doing the one-hit lines, right? They're just coming at him and doing these one-hit lines. All this stuff about his son and all this exposing stuff. It was like, that's fine, but bro, you need to keep it on a policy like you were doing in 2016. And I think Trump lost sight of that. That's why I think he lost the election. But there were obviously, if you want to talk about voter tampering, of course, every government. Hey, hold up. Every government, all right, every political party participates in some level of voter fraud. Every political party, everyone. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't think that's how the game of power is played, you are obviously not paying attention. Every country participates in some kind of vote rigging. Okay, even both opponents of both sides, they all do it, bro. That's how the system works. It's all fucking corrupt. These guys, y'all don't get it. Like, it's a form of voter suppression, and voter suppression only works to keep guys or their inner circles in power. That's how that shit works. So if you want to talk about, vote counting or things being wrongs or election riggings or voter machines, I think that was the whole scandal. Listen, man. Yes, there was some voter fraud in there. Obviously, that was what was going on in there. And the fact that people couldn't see that, I don't know what to tell you. But a lot of people were kind of, and this is be real, people were kind of done with the whole Trump phase at that point in time. Right? They were like, all right, I'm tired of waking up in the morning and everyone's running around saying Trump did this, Trump done that, right? People were tired of that, right? It was 4 years of nonstop free coverage that he got, right? But in the end, I think what we got worse was Biden. Biden was it's hell of a lot worse. I'm looking at my gas right now and I'm like, God damn, bro. My Lincoln, like, my shit gets like my car gets SUV mileage. Okay. And I'm looking at that bitch. I'm like, damn, I got to double up what I used to fill on my tank, dog. And this happened like literally months after this dude took office. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. So yeah, we're getting fucked really hard, harder than Jesse fucked these dudes that were complaining about that shit right now. I'm going to hell. Dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't let that go. But hey, that's what it is. The government's fucking us right now, bro. Ukraine, we're getting fucked too. I mean, I get it. They're going through their shit. It sucks, whatever. But listen, I don't support Nazis. It is what it is. So let them do their thing, and then whoever wins, it is what it is. Okay, but when people from NATO say that they put out a pamphlet saying that your country's going to join NATO, and that Russia, the dog in the east over there, right? The white people we all hate, right? Russia, right? If we know that Russia doesn't like that Ukraine is thinking about joining NATO, and you're right there on the doorsteps, and you're going that. Doing that, Zelensky, well, guess what? You will get your country attacked. It's just how. Listen, bro. I think that y'all need to learn. Y'all need to learn. Read this. Have you guys read the book Game Theory? I think you guys need to read this book. It's called Game Theory. I forgot who put it together, how it was orchestrated, but it basically breaks down how situations play out and the likely outcomes between two acting parties, right? So I think that that's very interesting to see how people behave and how power really works, because that way, it gets easier not to fall into the vocal traps that a lot of these politicians and cult leaders like Jesse Lee Peterson puts out there, because people listen to the emotional fervor, they get swept up in it, right? And before you know it, their minds are gone, their minds are controlled, and people are losing or listening to shit that they shouldn't be listening to, or letting niggas, massage them in ways that they've never been massaged before, according to some of these dudes, right? So, hey, listen, man, whether it's the Catholic pill or the religion pill or the red pill or the Rolo pill or the black pill or the purple pill or the green pill or the blue pill or any single one of these goddamn pills that are out there. Okay, y'all need to stop popping them. Look at the name tag right now. No pill popper gang. Okay, that everybody watching this, everybody, y'all can call us a drama channel. I guess we are. I mean, I don't hide it. It is what it is, right? But there's a reason behind why we cover a lot of this stuff, is because a lot of you guys get too invested with pills. There's already an opioid epidemic in the real world. We don't want another epidemic in the digital world that's also poisoning young minds, because we can see the danger this gets to. It gets really, really, really abusive, right? It can get really abusive. We gotta wake up. Okay, a lot of y'all young men out there, if you're having issues, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with listening to these pill poppers, but you got to take your shit with a grain of salt, and you have to live life. Okay, that's it. Shit happens, bro. You got see, that's what y'all young guys got to realize, man. Things happen all the time. Okay, you know, sometimes we're just born in the fucking worst families. Sometimes we're born in just horrible scenarios. Sometimes, man, you know, maybe you're born without the capabilities or the tools to be able to get the certain girls that you want, or whatever, vice versa, right? You know, you have all these frustrations, right? Your girl cheated on you, right? You got ghosted, all these different things, right? Y'all got to understand, yeah, what you're feeling, the one thing you have to know is that it's all temporary. All of that. Not saying you can't feel that, but it's all temporary. Okay, your actions, the actions you take after that will be permanent, because you're acting in the real world, but it's all temporary stuff. So sit down, just relax, and you know, don't let it affect you or come into your heart and affect you as deeply to the point where you start seething, getting angry about a lot of this stuff, right? Because it happens to everyone. It doesn't matter how much you get beat up and get knocked down, man. It's how much you get up and keep moving and getting after it, and just dust it off like it's like nothing, bro, and you move on. That is like living life on God mode, right? To be hurt, to be knocked down, to be stabbed, to be rocked, right? And still get up and keep moving, right? Yeah, you get help from all these mentors here and there, but in the end, you are the captain of your own ship. Nobody else is leading you. Stop looking for a leader. You are guiding yourself. The problem is, a lot of you guys are scared because the real world is scary. It sucks. It's hell on earth. Literal hell on earth. The wailing, the mourning, the gnashing of teeth, that all exists here. It really is. But it's how you keep going. Winston Churchill says that. If you're going through hell, keep moving. Because that shit's only temporary. You don't need these guys online to tell you anything else. You don't need these guys online to tell you how to live your life, to tell you how to structure things so you can fill their coffers. You don't need that. What you need is breath in your lungs and fire in your soul to keep moving. That's it. Nothing else. I guarantee you, as long as you have the mentality that no matter what happens to me, I'm going to be fine, I'm going to be okay, you're going to be fine, bro. You don't need these pill poppers, because some of them will for real try to take advantage of y'all. Y'all got to understand that you are coming from a fucked up mentality right now, a hurt place. Mr. Innovative Music, thank you for the $5 super chat, says he was charged January 16th, 2020, but was acquitted and impeached again in 2021. Okay, I guess impeachment means that they levy those charges. I was wrong. But you know, I guess so. He was impeached. He wasn't removed. I still think, you know, I don't even know where that Trump thing came into play. I guess the Jesse Lee Peterson thing. But I mean, I guess that doesn't matter. I don't think that was the reason why he was, you know, he didn't win the 2016 election, right? Or not 2016, the 2020 election. I think he lost that one because he was Trump. He lost focus. It wasn't that, because he has the fan base that would rock with him no matter what he does. So that means nothing, you know. It's what it is. Metal Jake says, you help me. Hang on, this thing is taking forever to load. He says, He says, you helped me pull out from a hateful haze in a red pill mindset. I still follow a lot, if not a lot of it's not, but don't take it too seriously. Thank you, Duke and Don, for helping me level up outside of my mentality. No, shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. No, that's because here's the thing. Like I said, I don't have problems with women. I don't have problems with all these different things. I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying you're saying I'm perfect, right? I obviously I do have the same problems that some of you guys deal with, right? Sometimes girls flake. Sometimes some of them you can't really understand what's going on, and sometimes the things there. Women are women, dude. That's just what it is. But the way I look at it is the same way I look at rain falling. Like, why am I gonna get upset about that, right? You're gonna behave the way you're gonna behave. I'm gonna just why would I let that get to me? You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people, I think we read too much into it. Do not let that kind of stuff affect you. Do not let it affect your heart. Do not let it affect your way of thinking, because it's really gonna derail you from seeing the world through an actual clear, unfiltered lens. Okay, and this red pill stuff just fogs it up. It gives you a bunch of haze and all these different things. So when you look at other people, your unconscious bias, you project that onto them, and that becomes a huge issue because you don't realize you're doing it, but you're doing it. That's why when we clown these guys, it comes as such a shock to a lot of these people, right? It comes as a shock to them because they're like, "How dare you criticize my leader? How dare you criticize my God?" Right? Not realizing that, listen, yeah, I'm allowed to say the emperor has no clothes. I'm allowed to say that because he's not wearing clothes, and y'all falling for the snake oil. And why y'all yelling at me for just exposing the fact that he's not wearing clothes? I get it. It's the what do they call it? The stages of guilt, whatever it is, right? You go through the stages of guilt. I guess that's what it is, right? Some of y'all go through that stage, like, oh, I just found out my hero is a fucking lie. Like, I mean, if you think that's bad, though, no matter how many of you guys are going through that guilt phase and regret phase and anger phase, right? Imagine what that other dude's kid felt when he found out that his own dad was banging Jesse Lee Peterson, his own hero. Imagine that. Like, we talk about like OnlyFans moms and their sons getting picked on in school. Imagine that your son has to sit here and listen to you talk about how you banged your pastor. Yeah, I'm gonna just call it a night, bro. I appreciate y'all being here. Please hit the like button, hit the sub button. Part 2, Rolo. Okay, I was gonna put it tomorrow, but I'm gonna postpone it to Wednesday. But that we're gonna cover that because part 2 is coming. It's gonna lead up to part 3 because part 2, hey, y'all will not suspect what's going on, man. Like that story goes deep. So make sure you want to tune in to catch that. Hit that like button, hit that bell notification so YouTube lets you know whenever we're in this building. I'll catch you guys on the next show. With that being said, peace out.